Welcome back. I'm joined by Championship correspondent Pascal and Mayor with the final game of the season for Leeds and Rotherham. Let's go off the wayside. They will be playing Championship football again next season.
Yeah, absolutely huge win on Tuesday night against Reading. You know, there's a lot of pressure on them. They knew that if they won that game, they'd relegate Millwall and Wigan. Plenty of pressure on them. Granted, you know, they got pretty lucky. Well, not necessarily lucky, but it's fortunate that they were, you know, against Reading, you know, who hadn't won in any of their previous 8 league games. So it wasn't that surprising to see them win. You know, it was a pretty tense opening to the game, you know, but they finally broke through and then got another quick goal after that. So 2-0. Conceded a goal late on, which would have made it a bit nervous for them, but, you know, held out 2-1 win and jubilant scenes at the final whistle. Some hilarious interviews that the manager Steve Evans gave. I mean, there was a Millwall player who, in the run-up to the game, said, you know, you've got no bottle, Rotherham have got no bottle, and then he said, you know, I've got 12 bottles of pink champagne waiting there, I'll be drinking them all night. It was absolutely hilarious, one of the best interviews I've seen in a long time. But, you know, fair play to Evans. I think, you know, he can come across, you know, a bit bad sometimes, you know, in his interviews, but he's done a good job to keep that team in there. You know, they only came up last season via the playoffs. Always looked like they might be struggling. They signed a lot of players last summer, and you know, it didn't really work out. You know, at the start, you know, they couldn't quite work out his best team, and then he's had different players sort of had good spells here and there. He's never had sort of a first choice 11 that's really been good for him all through the season. But like you say, they will be playing Championship football next season, so that's a pretty good achievement for a side that came up last year and did sign so many different players. Be interesting to see if he sort of tries to sort of, you know, build the squad that he's got now, if he's going to go for like sort of another mini rebuild this summer. You know, it's a different. It depends which course of action he goes for, but fair play. You know, staying up is a pretty solid achievement for them, and you know, certainly playing second tier football again next season. Considering, you know, Rotherham, they're quite a small club. You know, he has done well.
We went to Leeds, ended their poor run of form with the victory over Sheffield Wednesday last time out.
Yeah, they lost 5 in a row going to Wednesday, where, you know, they lost 6-0 last season, so they would have been out for revenge in that game. They managed to come out with a 2-1 win. You know, it was, you know, Leeds have been safe for a little while now, but certainly one of the most troubled clubs in the league. You know, you look at their season, what's happened with the manager situation, the owner Massimo Cellino. You know, he could be there this weekend for this game. He's been given permission by the Football League to attend this game, but the thing is, most of the Leeds fans now, they're fed up with the whole situation. They want him out. They want a more stable owner. You know, he's come in, he's got his tax issues in Italy, been disqualified by the Football League, and it's a bit of an odd story going around that he's quite a superstitious character. Cellino, he hates the number 17 and the colour purple, interestingly. So the Leeds fans, they're all buying purple t-shirts and painting the number 17 on it to sort of make a point, because if he is there, you know, we don't want you here, just get out of our club. And, you know, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the summer if he tries to stick around, because when he first came in, the sort of passion he showed, you know, he was going down the pub with some of the fans, all this sort of thing sort of enamoured him to the supporters. But the way it's worked out, the manager situation, if Neil Redfern, his contract's up at the end of the season, the fans really like him. He did a great job with the academy there. They've got a lot of bright young players in there. So if Redfern goes, it'd be interesting to see who he brings in. It'd probably be a European if Cellino's still there, you know, stick with what he knows. But in terms of progress this season to last season, there's been none at all. They're basically the same. They're still 15th now. That's where they finished last season. Last season they had 57 points. This year they're on 55, so they could better last year's total if they win this, or if they don't, then they're going to finish slightly behind last year's total. So it's been the same sort of season, but for a club that's as big as Leeds, you know, it's a one-club city, a massive city that Leeds is. Leeds is a huge football club, a huge fan base. It's just very disappointing where they're at the moment, and it's been interesting to see if they lose any of those young players. Lewis Cook has had a fantastic season, Alex Mowat, Sam Byram, Charlie Taylor as well has come into the side recently, scored in that recent win on Wednesday. So if they can keep that young core to their side and make some more astute signings around them, they've signed a lot of these Italian loanees this season. Some of them have done well, some of them haven't. So interesting summer ahead for them, like it is for Rotherham. But yeah, at Ellen Road, it'll be a big crowd there. You know, they are a big club, Leeds. There'll be a decent crowd there. They'll certainly want to finish with a win.
And Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's been linked with the lead position as well, isn't he? Burton Alm obviously done a great job there. Former hero going back there, so it's an interesting development. Not a massive amount to play for in terms of the league, but you know, it's always good to win your last game. So what's your score prediction for this?
Yeah, I think just touch on the Hasselbank thing. I mean, Cellino came out and said, you know, there's nothing in these rumours at all. I mean, he has done a great job at Burton. The fans absolutely love him. He was brilliant when he did play for Leeds back in the day. So I can't see that happening personally, but if he did come in, I think that most of the fans would be pretty happy with that. But back to this game, I think, like you say, Leeds should probably finish with a win here. Rotherham, they've secured their safety. They would have been, you know, you see them all drinking beers after the game last night. You know, I think they would have had a pretty relaxed week. They've secured their safety. They don't care where they finish now. They know they're going to be playing the Championship next season. So I think Leeds will win here. I think it'll be quite an entertaining game, though. I'll go through 3-2 home win.
Also, for a 3-2 home win.